Hey everyone, it's Rashida and Marshall. We're going to be taking it through a quick instructional video as to how you can perform your shoulder bridges with kicks the correct way. So we're going to start down on the mat in a seated position, and we're going to bring ourselves fully reclined. You can reach the arms out in front and round the spine down, or you can modify by walking down the legs as you bring yourself all the way into this fully reclined position. So let's talk about some things that you want to think about when you're down on the mat before you go into your bridge. So you want to have the heels drawn in closer towards the body. Feet are firmly rooted down, and you have the feet spaced apart about hip distance. The arms are lengthened out by the side with the palms pressing into the mat, and that'll help to keep you rooted down up top. So now as we go into our bridge, we're going to use an articulation of the spine. So you can think of tucking the pelvis so that you're pressing the low back into the mat, and then continue to curl the spine off of the mat one vertebrae at a time as you lift. You want to keep the core engaged, and you have a long line of energy from the shoulders to the knees once you find yourself in that lifted bridge. And then from here, you would start to reverse the movement of the spine as you round down. So upper back, middle back, lower back, and then settling back into your starting position. And then again for two, so go ahead and find that lift, making sure you're engaging the inner thighs. That'll help to keep you in your parallel alignment and really feel the glutes and hamstrings working as you find your lift. And then lowering down as you release the breath. Now we're going to take one more, and then we're going to start to talk about ways that you can add on from just the bridge. So once you feel comfortable with holding and lifting into your bridge here, you can start first with marching bridges that help to get you ready with taking one foot off the mat. So you can use your exhale to draw one knee in towards the chest in a tabletop position. Inhale as you lower that leg down, and then exhale as you switch. So you can start with marching bridges as a way to help you gain the strength and the endurance to stay up on one leg. You can continue to alternate. You want to make sure that the hips aren't sinking down from this lifted position. They're staying even and level as you float one leg off the mat. And you're again keeping the palms reaching down by the side. All right. Now we're going to take one more here to the left, and then rounding back down just to come out of that bridge if you're joining me. All right, so marching bridges are a great way to build up towards the kicks, which we'll start to talk about next. So go ahead and find yourself in that bridge as you curl the spine off the mat. Now you're staying lifted, really keep the palms pressing down. Go to your right leg, so you draw it in through that tabletop position. Lengthen it up toward the ceiling. Now you're going to kick the foot in towards you 2 times. You're pulling it in, 1, 2. Reach through the heel as you lower the leg down. Now you can stop the leg at the height of the knee that's still on the ground there, or the foot that's still on the ground, or you can go further, which challenges the movement more. And then again, we kick in, 1, 2, and then reach the leg long. One more time, 1, 2, reach through the heel. You would bring the leg back up toward the ceiling, bend the knee, and then float the leg back down, and then go ahead and round the spine. We take a pause in between, and then we'll go ahead and even it out on your left leg. So again, we find that lift, palms are pressing down, take your left leg into tabletop, up to the ceiling, we kick in, 1, 2, and then reach through the heel. Again for 2. Last one, making sure you're keeping the hips up. We draw the leg back up toward the ceiling, through tabletop, float it down onto the mat, and then round your spine down with control. And then you can take the legs through windshield wipers. So it's a nice spinal twist as you allow the legs to fall from left to right. And then you can go ahead and turn over onto one side and then press yourself up to seated. And we are done. So that is it for our instructional video talking about shoulder bridges with kicks and some things that you want to think about and pay attention to when you're performing the exercise and building towards the movement. So thank you all so much for joining me, and until next time, you'll have a good one. Bye.